All right, here we are this morning at 8:31, 25 degrees, and we are joined by a Dakota College of Botano's Shubham Datta. Good morning, Shubham. How you doing?
How are you?
Doing real good. Good to have you on the air this morning.
Thank you.
You bet. It's cold out there this morning, but here we are, and we are going to be talking about, the campus read that's coming up. And it's about a book called My Backyard Jungle by James Barilla. But we also want to talk to you about some in-depth study that you did on bears. But what can you tell us about the campus read first and foremost, Shubham?
The book actually, so Barilla, I think he's an MFA associate professor in South Carolina. Mm-hmm. And he chanced upon this concept of his backyard transformed into a habitat for wildlife, and then in that process came to discover many different things, some that talks about how he can enjoy it, and some with conflict, and that brings about a factor of disease, which is what our study was, where we studied leptospirosis, bacterial zoonotic disease in bears in Asheville, North Carolina.
Wow. Okay.
That's how those two are tied with the book read.
Okay. And you've done a pretty extensive study on this, haven't you?
Yes, there were about 96 bears that we captured and radio collared and banded and all that. But in that process, we also collected samples of blood, organs from dead carcasses. Mm-hmm. And then in that, and we did a couple of different analysis, a MAT test, which is a antigen test, and a PCR, or MAT is an agglutination test, and a PCR, which PCR is quite common. You have heard that term many times, polymerase chain reaction test with the COVID virus. So that same test was done, or two different tests were done on our samples, and we found, based on what we had in that urban, suburban area, we had found, again, not much, but some signs of leptospirosis in that area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and so this all ties together between the book and your extensive studies. And how much time was spent in that area?
I personally didn't spend a lot of time. It was a few months that we were there, but then I came in contact with the researcher who was doing the study and helped him out with some of the analysis and what type of molecular studies need to be done, and that's how I'm an author on that paper. That's the reason that I'm an author on the paper. Although there wasn't much of a field work that I did there with them, but. The way it ties to the book is lepto is a really common bacterial disease, bacterial condition, and your dogs and your pets are also inoculated against lepto. If you go to a vet, they give you a vaccine, or they give your puppies vaccines for lepto. So it's a really common bacterial disease that is present in a lot of species around you. Your coons, deer, mice, rats, small rodents, even rabbits, and obviously dogs and cats. Mm-hmm. Those are domestic. They all may contain lepto actually. So it was used as a sentinel, as a surrogate for how zoonotics move around in populations of wildlife and domestic animals, and how they interact with the human society.
So, if this is fairly commonplace in our area too, might not be a bad idea to come and get a little knowledge about it, huh?
Yeah, I mean, we will talk about other things other than lepto, but it would be a comprehensive analysis of what's around us and how that impacts us.
When is your presentation coming up?
I think it's on the 17th. And as you are asking me that question, I'm trying to find the exact timings of it. Let me see.
Yes, it is on Wednesday, November 17th. I see that it's at 12 noon to 12:50.
Right, and then 7 until 7:50.
Okay, that's right.
The Centennial Alumni Center.
Okay, and everybody's welcome for this?
Everybody's welcome.
Okay, and again, it might be all right to come and get some knowledge about this lepto that you've been talking about and see how it affects animals without vaccination, I suppose, eh?
Or with vaccination as well. It's just something that we use as a surrogate to see how zoonotics move around, or bacteria and virus move around between the human population and the wildlife around us.
Okay, all right. Well, this sounds very interesting, and we hope to see a lot of people at the Centennial Alumni Center at the college. Again, that's noon to 12:50, and again 7 to 7:50 on Wednesday, November 17th. Correct?
Correct.
All right. Anything else you'd like to throw out there, Dr. Datta?
Not really. I mean, come on over and let's discuss and share what we know about our wildlife around us.
Okay, well, that sounds amazing, and we hope to hear more from you soon, all right?
Sure. Yeah, sure. Thank you.
You bet. Have a great day, bud.
Yeah, you as well.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That is Dr. Shubham Datta, and he is one of the extensively knowledgeable faculty and staff at the Dakota College of Botany, where we like to get them on the air and talk about some really cool things on Wednesday mornings. And there's another example for you right here on Sunny 101.9. 838 Sports and More is coming up next.
The Rolette Community Care Center is hiring for a variety of positions. They currently have openings for a social services director, a director of nursing, RNs and LPNs.